Hello and welcome. Today I have with me Alistair Soulja, out of whom I hope I pronounced it right, professional Trackmania player, currently competing in Trackmania Grand League Challenger, but actually maybe not for long because you have secured the first place in regular season with 4 champions medals. That is a little insane.
It was a good pronunciation from you. Yeah, I'm Soulja, a TM player for orKs GP Numelops, and yeah, I play the game competitively for about 5 years now.
Mhm. I mean, you were dominating the whole season. As a fun fact, you were the only player out of all top 32, including main TMGL, to never go below gold match. Mine was there with you, but in the last step, he went only for bronze. Did you expect that you'll be just head and shoulders above your competition?
I did expect the level to be a little bit higher. This is not to be offensive in any way, but
Mm-hmm.
there are some players, of course, that are also really good in the season, like Wozal and Mi especially.
Yeah.
So I kind of expected me to do well in this format, to be at least top four. So yeah, I went for it, I guess.
Yeah, it was always you at the top with Wasal, Miquatra, and well, Link. Definitely best 4 players in TMGLC. How do you feel about your chances in the final? Will you get the ticket straight to the TMGL?
That's a hard question. I
Mm-hmm.
know. Looking at the map pack, we have the final map pack coming up, and I have mixed feelings about it on some maps for several reasons. And I can see myself winning the final, but it will be a close match for sure.
Yeah.
Also, I'll
Mhm.
be playing the final in GA in Poitiers, but not in the main room, but at the orKs GP facility. So it
Oh,
will be a different experience for me.
definitely. But what do you think about the new map pack? What is so concerning about it? Is it the water glider? Because everyone is talking about that.
Yeah, actually, it's not the water glider. I don't
It's not
mind
okay.
that map. So it's one. I think it's one of my better maps, um,
Mm-hmm.
especially against the other players. Maybe not Wozal, but it's more about I would say tiny gap, quicksand. The problem with those maps, I feel like, is they are very dynamic in some places. For example, on quicksand, you have this start where you have to go between bushes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very easy to crash the first 5 seconds. Uh,
Yeah, we've seen
so
it a
you're
lot.
done with your round. Yeah.
We've seen a lot of people, well, maybe not crashing, but we've seen a lot of people, well, safing there, going the slower route on quicksand, for
Slow
example.
routes. Yeah.
Yeah, and it loses like
And
3 tenths, which is a huge gap.
yeah, I would say 2 tenths, 3 tenths if you're doing it slow. And this is a mistake from the Nadio or whoever fixed the map, because at the start
Mm-hmm.
the map was fine. So everyone was going the normal route, but there was an issue with something else with the start, and that's why they fixed it. And now we have this issue where you have to go between the trees to gain 3 tenths.
Yeah. Well, I hope everybody will do fine in the finals. I think well you have been just dominating. I think you will be probably fine in the finals, and I get with you the similar feeling that I had with Mime, that dominating challenger and then being one of the best in TMGL. Where would you place yourself in the top 16, considering that it is one of the most stacked lineups we've ever had?
Yeah, the level in TMGL is it's crazy for sure. I've watched every step from step 1 till 6, and I would say it's hard to tell because in Challenger I feel like you have to play differently, more safe. It's yeah, it's a trick question, but I would say between 8 and 12, I could see
Okay.
myself placing there. because I'm a risky player myself, and actually I had issues with saving a lot in Challenger because I like to go faster than my current pace. But that's
Mm-hmm.
not really that doesn't really pay off in Challenger. For example, on Icy Jump, the last map in the
Mm-hmm.
season, um, the level between Challenger and regular TMGL is is very yeah, it's very big. So we are doing 0.5s, 0.6 in Challenger. Meanwhile, in TMGL, they're doing a 110.9. So you have a zero point 0.6 difference. And for me to win rounds, I don't have to do 110s, but I just have to save 0.5s. And so there's no payoff for risking a lot on these kind of maps.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to save those rounds, which I did. But for other people, maybe they don't see the way you should play in Challenger, which is saving a lot um, by still winning, of course. So if I was in regular season, I would play more riskier, but I would also be way faster.
Mm-hmm. You said that you would place yourself between 8 and 12, which is funny because I have compared you to mine before, and he said when talking to me that his goal is to stay in the league, and now he's top 4 in TMGL. And well, you have played against mime in the Challenger last season. It isn't your first season, and you have ended in the 10th place. Then, what have changed in that time that should you to up to first place?
Mainly the format.
Mm-hmm.
The format for me was a disaster. The point multiplier. It was absolutely awful for me to play in that format. Also, the six lappers in general, I'm not good in lap mode. Um, so this format right now is probably the best iteration for me to play in. And also the mentality also shifted and the way I train for maps and etc. So a lot of factors coming in that changed the way I play in matches.
How did your training change? What do you mean by that?
So on six lappers, you have to play also the maps, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
in six lappers you have to play safer because one mistake is very crucial. You can lose from 1 second till 8 seconds in a single mistake. Depends on your mistake, of course, but for me that was not a good feeling to have when playing the rounds, the laps. And I'm not really a safe player, should I say? And it was very draining for me to practice six lappers on these maps. In comparison to playing one lappers, I can just take a rest every round, just reset my mental, and I can give it my all the next round.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this situation where I'm at lap 4 or 5 and I'm losing focus. My hands are straining because I'm a keyboard player, and I'm just completely unfocused, and my chance to crash is way higher than the one lappers. So compared to the one lap, the one lap format for me is way better to play in.
Yeah, I feel like the new format has impacted a lot of players. Actually, I mean, more so some positively, some negatively. I mean, Scrappy and Gwen were top 4 last season, and now they're fighting for their life in TMGL in the promotion tournament. Uh, what do you think is so different about this new format? I mean, what does it reward? What, well, let me end it. What is so different about it? I know it's
Yeah.
six lappers and one lappers, but what is different?
Um, so six lappers rewards consistency a lot. Let's not talk about the multiplier because for me
Hmm.
that's completely random,
Let's leave that out.
especially TMGL.
I think everybody would be better off just forgetting about it.
Yes. Um, and in six lappers, you if you don't crash and train drive a steady pace, you actually get rewarded. But in comparison to this format, it's kind of random, I would say, TMGL players because the field is so stacked. And it's also very map dependent. So if you have a bad, I would say in TMGL, a bad map 1, you lose match 1, the level of the match doesn't decrease because other players are good on the other maps. Maybe not on the first map, but maybe at map 4 or 5. So it doesn't matter which match you're in, the level stays the same, I would say.
And we come to this moment where, unfortunately, the recording has malfunctioned. You could see some visual issues before, and unfortunately, not everything got recorded. But don't worry, you haven't missed much. There was maybe like 3 more minutes of conversation. It is unfortunate that it got cut, but it is fine. If you want to watch Soulja on his victory path, you can do that this Sunday, 5 p.m. on Twitch. All the links to Soulja's socials and broadcast options will be in the description. Thank you, Soulja, for the interview, of course, and thank you all for watching. And I invite you to subscribe for more interviews in the future. That will be, I hope, I will do my best, in full without any big issues. Thank you very much, and see you later.